So I guess I figured I would start with just kind of giving you an overview of America's Card Room and what it looks like and what it feels like. I will say buyer beware on this one. I know the current state of online poker is kind of tough. There's not a lot of places to play. I would say kind of buyer beware. There's been a lot of alleged bots, the kind of bot rings and late reg tournaments, just a lot of dirty stuff going on in America's Card Room. Allegedly, I will say that, my experience with cashing out was difficult. The help support desk is not an enjoyable experience. I mean, it's really bad in regards to customer service. You look at a lot of things that they've got going on. I think the problem becomes they have some of the bigger field tournaments that you'd like to get into. Some of the action you think is worth kind of gambling a little bit. I think if you plan on coming on America's Card Room to play 5-10, 3-6, things like that, you might want to proceed with caution, maybe go elsewhere. Joey Ingram does a podcast and videos around America's Card Room. He spent a lot of time kind of looking at that, so I think you should probably go to his video as well. I'll try to link that in the description. But yeah, I think buyer beware. But I'll kind of give you an overview of it. So this is the kind of the software client you come into. You've got the breakdown of the actual games available. Like I said, I mean they've got some high limit games going on at any one time. You'll see a lot of 15, 30, 10, 20. More in the afternoon. If I were to be on here tonight at say 7, 8 o'clock at night, there'd be a lot of that action. 2-4, you figure, his 1-2 games. The micros are good, but this is where I would say again, buyer beware. There's a lot of alleged bot rings and things like that as you go even lower into the micros. I personally not a big fan. You look at, there'll probably be some individuals here timed out consistently. Go figure right there, right? Just kind of a lot of bot rings going on here overseas. They got jackpot games here. These are pretty good. I will say that I've been in a good spot with this. If you wanted to look it up, I mean, it's certainly a game I played and I've cashed on. The checks are interesting. I think they come from Wells Fargo, Canada. So again, I mean, buyer beware. There's a lot of Bitcoin options. If you look at they've got over 60 methods for depositing, withdrawing. Bitcoin's pretty much the preferred method like anything else. I think with this site, overseas and just in general, they want to get in and out with Bitcoin as fast as possible. Decent sit and go schedule, kind of, they got a bunch of on-demand games, a bunch of turbo 9 max, 200 regular, a bunch of heads up for those the gens that want to go straight heads up nonstop. There's a good following there. I pulled a lot of my funds off America's Card Rooms to be interested of being safe. I feel like this is one of those things that the floor can fall under at any time. So again, kind of buyer beware on this site. If you look at some of their casino action, it'll bring you right onto this kind of drop in mytruegames.com. Again, I mean, not the cleanest of experiences. I would again kind of buyer beware on this one. They got a sports book. They've got some decent lines in game action. They've got a lot of, again, it's not the cleanest of sites. It's not it's not 5 dimes or something worth really kind of taking a deeper dive into. Like I said, they do a lot of betting, live betting, in-game action. You're gonna get first halves and futures and some of those sought after MMA lines that you don't really see in some of the smaller books, or probably even your corner book. Things along those lines, futures and props, political bets. If you want to go full degen, this is probably a good place to go in regards to sports book. But again, buyer beware. Tournament schedule's nice. I think if you look at some of the games they've got going on here, probably later in the afternoon, they'll have some of the larger games. If you look at some of the buy-in tournaments for today, right? The Venom 5 million guarantee, it's a $2,500 buy-in. There'll be a lot of action there. I mean, the same group of guys you typically would see, a lot of high-end players, a lot of 215s. So I mean, they've got big field tournaments. They've got a lot of action on the tournament side. I think in the end of the day, it's just kind of buyer beware with that and how you want to proceed. They've got the sit and crush the beast. A lot of talk lately has been around a lot of talk on the poker side has been around this event here, the Cage, live in Costa Rica. You take a look at some of the videos, and it looks like it's in a basement of somebody's, broom closet basement, and I mean, I haven't been there, so I can't say, but some of the guys I follow, it doesn't look like the room, the caliber of a event of its magnitude you would think would be a lot nicer. Again, I mean, I think if you really want somebody who's really rolled up their sleeves and dug in, I would probably go into Joey's podcast and have some of his videos. And again, I'll link some of his stuff. He's really good. He's gone in depth. He's reached out directly to the CEO and other executives from America's Card Room with no avail. So there's not a lot of places to play in the United States anymore. I would certainly kind of tread lightly with this one and kind of buyer beware. But with that being said, I just wanted to give you an understanding of like what America Card Room is, what the software client looks like, and how you might be able to get in there. So if you like the video, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll post those links in there. Thanks.